Again, offensively, still struggling to find some pass. A couple turnovers gave them short fields. Thought our defense tried. They made some plays and did a nice job today, but I thought our defense battled for the most part, showed some improvement, something to build on. Got to play better. But again, offensively, until we get a little bit more balance and get back into some rhythm. 5 of 8, you got some numbers, but just getting our quarterback and the passing game going a little bit one-dimensional. And unfortunately, come up short against a solid Michigan team today.
What can you guys do to get Diamont up to speed, or is it just you just got to let him learn at this point?
Well, again, when we get out there and do some quote things in practice, there's things that look good. But again, you get in the game and your eyes get going where they shouldn't, or you get out of rhythm, or you quote, think you see things where. And there was, again, he didn't have any critical, huge errors, but to me, there's still just a lack of timing, lack of trust, lack of confidence. We try to move the pocket some. Does that help? We try to throw some short stuff. Again, he's got a good enough arm. The first quarter into the win was a little bit tough for us, but after that, we'll keep doing. We put Boudreaux in. He took a slight injury, so I don't know what his status will be moving forward. I don't think it's major, but actually, the way Xander started, we were going to go with Nate. Wasn't a big hit, but he got a little knocked out, so that's why we went back with Xander. So we'll see how it plays out. We got a lot of work to do. We talk about it, but again, when you're a young guy, we've played young guys, but he's been with us a year, and again, he needs to get bigger and stronger. We've talked about it. He really hadn't. Right now, I think, again, he will sense the more he plays where his issues are and what he needs to work on short term and long term to get himself where he can play better in the future. But we got to play a lot better with again, is what it is. We'll keep working to find some things to do for him better, but we've got to play better at the spot for sure. It's not very good.
What was Boudreaux's injury? What's the early prognosis?
I just got like a shoulder thing, so I don't know if I don't think it's nothing like Sudfeld's deal, but it kind of knocked him out. So.
And I know you've talked about guys in position to make plays. You got to make plays. You had several plays, interceptions that you're not making. I mean, what can turn that around so they actually make the play?
Well, again, like we tell them, if it wasn't a good call, you weren't a good player, you wouldn't be in position. So that's the first thing. So one, it's not like you're not good enough, because you're not good enough when you're not there. And there's some times today where we're there, except for the last drive where we misaligned to 2 formations, gave up 2 long runs, and except for a couple times where we played base and they gapped us up, we gave the quarterback a little long to stand in there and work us a little bit. I really thought the defensive effort, energy was better. Something to build on. We were in position to make the plays. Again, we talked a couple weeks ago about, you can talk about it, but you got to practice and make those plays in practice, so again, you can't catch the ball for the guy. It's one of the reasons why I guess they're on defensive. Their hands are better. They might have been offensive guys, but at the same time, we got to keep fighting to make the plays. It's unfortunate we lose the turnover ratio 2-1. Our 2 turnovers led to 14 points. Their 1 turnover led to a missed field goal, and that's a 17-point swing right there. And it was 27-10. Before they popped their last little score. So, not as poorly as we played, if you take care of it. One time we're running quarterback draw to be safe on 3rd down, and we fumbled it. So, we kind of felt there we're in a 1-possession, 2-possession game, even though it was ugly. It was tough sledding. Defense was playing good enough. If we just kept hanging around, we thought we could have created the play like you're talking about, whether it be O or D. Didn't quite get it done. So, we talk about it, but in our time here, that's been not necessarily playing defense better when we talk about our offense right now is playing as poor as our defense has ever played, that's for sure. But our inability to create turnovers, because we've really not been a team that's turned it over a lot, and we've got to find ways to get stops and get turnovers, because that's one of the ways to get cheap wins, and we needed a couple of days and we didn't do it.
You talk about the turnovers. Tevin sat for 3 or 4 consecutive series in the first half. Was that fumble related?
Yeah, if you fumble, you're out. It's been that way for 25 years with my previous guy that taught me the game, and that's why the all-time non-fumble guy in history of football played at Miami of Ohio. And, Coach McCullough was, and that was Coach McCullough's call. I even said, when's Tevin come back? And he says, not yet. Because, again, that's a play that cost us a touchdown. He knows that, and it's just our culture. And if you put now, we don't do it in position that gets a free break as quarterback, and we handle that then in practice situations, because we don't want to do it. But if you're a skill player, a returner, and you put the ball on the ground, it's a major violation of team culture, and there's a price to pay for that, and everybody knows that. And it's nothing new, and that's just kind of the way it is. So that's unfortunate, but also it's a critical play that we need to take out of football. With where we are offensively, we can't have that kind of play, and we got to be better with the ball, and he knows that, and he will be.
You guys went some Wildcat, you went some direct snaps. What was your thought process using that today, and do you anticipate that being a regular part of it moving forward?
Yeah, it's not. All you're doing is just taking the handing it off to the guys. So it's really no new plays. You take the formation. We have the ability to do some things if we want to throw out of it. We didn't do it enough today to get to that. It's not the answer. We just felt where we were, where our passing game was. We need to find some ways to be more creative with the running game, and that's why we did that. It's not a new offense. There was not one new play. That's not plays that we run all the time. It's just a different formation. Instead of handing it to him, it's just a direct snap to him. And there might be the illusion of the motions and stuff, or giving it to the motion guy, but we've done that. So it's really not a new offense. It's just a new wrinkle. We thought we needed it because we got to keep exploring ways to run the football with where our passing game is right now.
Disappointed that you couldn't get a little more pressure on Gardner than
A little bit. I think, too, they did a nice job with their personnel groupings. But I think Coach Norn, you might want to get his thoughts, but I think they were concerned with how multiple they could be with their personnel to get lined up right. So it got him probably a little bit more base than he wanted. And we got to get pressure with our front. Like I said, to me, that was the only disappointing thing defensively. A couple of times in four-man pressure, he had more time. He didn't burn us a lot, but he had a little bit more time to stand back there. We didn't make him uncomfortable. When we did, we had a chance for a pick and had some picks. We got to keep finding ways to do that.
Can D'Angelo or Tevin, either one of those guys, throw the ball at all a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we have passes that you find your own ways to do it, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's limited to those, so they know that, so it's not the answer. We just, again, we're trying to find a couple different ways to get some running offense because we knew we needed. We thought our passing, we still have some limitations right now.
What do you need to do, or what does Xander need to do to get as up to speed as quickly as possible? Because, I mean, there's only 4 games left.
Yeah, I mean, again, now we're doing this, again, he's been with us a long time. I go back, and for example, I said, we recruited you, and you come in at 165, 70 pounds a year ago, you still weigh the same. So to me, it's like, as a young player, you now understand the development process we talk about. And you got to start developing. And I had a nice conversation with him during the game about, my question to you is, can you look at yourself every day and say you're getting better? Because all we've talked about since we've been here is constant, consistent improvement. And we've been here now. You're young. The great thing, and we've always said about playing freshmen, once they play, the urgency picks up with, okay, now I maybe understand a little greater. Everybody kind of knows until you, quote, get exposed a little bit. So at the same time, he's the kids believe in him. You guys have talked to our players. He's great in practice. It's just transferring it into the arena. And that's sometimes it's the most difficult 2x4, the last little tightrope to walk. We got to keep doing it. But now the more he plays, the better to be. We haven't changed a lot. We had a lot more passing in. First quarter got a little tough sledding. We just, we'll keep bringing it along. We're not going to be a Wildcat. We're not going to be a triple option team. Right now it is what it is, but we got to find ways and get him better. We'll stay positive with him. We'll keep coaching him, and he'll need to play better. We expect him to, and he better.
Time for a couple more.
If Nate's banged up, then Cameron becomes the second string quarterback next week if Nate can't go.
Yeah, yes, because he was third right now.